Rebecca Oroma, the Headless Girl. In the heart of Nigeria, where the dense forests meet the bustling city streets, there lurks a legend that chills the blood of those who dare to speak its name. The tale of Rebecca Oroma, the Headless Girl. Rebecca was once a vibrant young woman, known for her beauty and her skillful hands that could weave the most intricate braids. But tragedy struck one fateful night, when she ventured into the forest alone and never returned. Some say she fell victim to a vengeful spirit, while others whisper of a jealous lover's rage. Regardless of the truth, one thing is certain: Rebecca's head was never found. Now, her restless spirit haunts the city, her spectral form gliding through the streets under the cover of darkness. With ghostly hands that move with unearthly grace, she seeks out those who slumber in their beds, their dreams, blissfully unaware of the terror that awaits them. As the moon casts its silvery light upon the city, Rebecca approaches her unsuspecting victims, her ghostly fingers tangling in their hair. As she begins to braid, some stir from their sleep, roused by the sensation of someone meddling with their locks. Eyes wide with fear, they find themselves face to face with Rebecca's spectral form, her headless silhouette illuminated by the moonlight that filters through their window. But for others, sleep offers no refuge from Rebecca's haunting touch. They awaken to find their hair braided by unseen hands, their minds filled with a sense of dread that lingers long after the ghostly apparition has vanished into the night. As word spreads of Rebecca's nocturnal visitations, a sense of fear grips the city. People dare not sleep for fear of encountering her in their dreams, their nights filled with restless tossing and turning as they try in vain to escape her haunting presence. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, there are whispers of a way to appease the restless spirit of Rebecca. Some speak of leaving offerings of flowers and incense at the edge of the forest where she vanished, while others suggest reciting ancient prayers passed down through generations. Whether these efforts will succeed in laying Rebecca's spirit to rest remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: until the city finds a way to break free from the grip of the Headless Girl, its residents will forever be haunted by the echoes of her ghostly braids. Mamiwata, the Mermaid of Nigeria. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush African forest, there lived a mysterious and enchanting creature known as Mamiwata. She was said to possess the beauty of a goddess and the serenity of the deep ocean. Her long, flowing hair shimmered like liquid gold, and her eyes sparkled like the brightest stars in the night sky. Legends whispered of Mamiwata's mesmerizing voice, capable of luring fishermen and travelers alike to her hidden underwater kingdom. Many believed she was the guardian of the rivers and seas, blessing those who respected her domain and punishing those who dared to defile it. One day, a young fisherman named Kwame set out on his boat, hoping for a bountiful catch to support his village. As he cast his nets into the river, he heard a hauntingly beautiful melody drifting through the air. Mesmerized by the song, he followed its enchanting tune until he found himself face to face with Mamiwata herself. Captivated by her otherworldly beauty, Kwame felt a strange mix of fear and fascination. Mamiwata smiled gently and beckoned him to her side, offering him untold riches and eternal bliss if only he would stay with her in her watery realm. But Kwame, remembering the stories of Mamiwata's powers, knew he could not succumb to her charms. With a heavy heart, he politely declined her offer, explaining that he had a duty to his family and his village. Impressed by his courage and integrity, Mamiwata granted him a boon, promising to watch over him and his loved ones whenever they ventured near the water. And with a flick of her tail, she disappeared beneath the waves, leaving Kwame to return to his village with a newfound respect for the mysteries of the deep. From that day forth, Kwame was known as a hero, for he had faced temptation and emerged unscathed. And whenever the people of his village heard the faint strains of a beautiful melody on the wind, they knew that Mamiwata was watching over them, forever a guardian of the waters and all who dwelled within them. The Bush Baby. In the deep forest of Nigeria, beneath the sprawling canopy of the dense rainforest, there lurked a creature of the night known as the Bush Baby. With large, luminous eyes and delicate features, it appeared innocent at first glance, but as the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness descended upon the land, the bush baby revealed its true nature. The villagers whispered tales of the bush baby's haunting cries that echoed through the night, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who heard them. They believed that these cries were not merely the sounds of an ordinary animal, but rather the wails of lost souls trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. Among the villagers, there was a young girl named Adana, who possessed a fearless spirit and an insatiable curiosity. Despite the warnings of her elders, she longed to uncover the secrets of the bush baby and the mysteries that shrouded the night. One moonlit evening, Adana ventured deep into the forest, guided by the ethereal glow of fireflies dancing in the darkness. As she crept through the underbrush, she heard the unmistakable cry of the bush baby piercing the silence of the night. Undeterred, Adana followed the sound until she stumbled upon a hidden clearing bathed in moonlight. There, she saw the bush baby perched on a gnarled tree branch, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly luminescence. Instead of fear, Adana felt a sense of empathy towards the creature. She sensed that the bush baby was not malevolent, but rather misunderstood and lonely in its nocturnal existence. Approaching slowly, Adana extended her hand towards the bush baby, offering a gesture of friendship. To her surprise, the creature did not recoil or lash out, but instead nuzzled against her palm, its cries softening into gentle coos. In that moment, Adana realized that the bush baby was not a harbinger of doom, but a guardian of the night, watching over the forest and its inhabitants with quiet vigilance. From that day forth, Adana returned to the clearing whenever the bush baby's cries echoed through the night, sharing moments of companionship and understanding beneath the shimmering moonlight. And though the villagers continued to regard the bush baby with fear and superstition, Adana knew the truth that sometimes, the things that frighten us the most are simply misunderstood, waiting to be embraced with compassion and empathy. Madam Koi Koi. In the bustling streets of Lagos, Nigeria, there was a legend that sent chills down the spines of both young and old. The tale of Madam Koi Koi. She was said to be a ghostly figure who haunted the darkest alleys and abandoned buildings of the city, her footsteps echoing eerily as she wandered through the night. Madam Koi Koi was believed to be the restless spirit of a woman who had met a tragic fate many years ago. Some said she was a jilted lover seeking revenge on those who had wronged her, while others claimed she was a victim of injustice, doomed to wander the earth until her name was cleared. Among the many stories told about Madam Koi Koi, there was one that stood out above the rest, a tale of redemption and forgiveness that touched the hearts of all who heard it. It began on a moonless night when a young boy named Akin found himself lost in the labyrinthine streets of Lagos. As he wandered through the darkness, he heard the faint sound of footsteps echoing behind him, growing louder with each passing moment. Terrified, Akin quickened his pace, his heart pounding in his chest as he dared not look back for fear of what he might see. But no matter how fast he ran, the footsteps pursued him relentlessly, drawing closer with each passing moment. Just when Akin thought he could run no further, he stumbled upon an old abandoned building and ducked inside, praying that whatever was following him would pass by unnoticed. But as he huddled in the darkness, he heard a soft, mournful voice whispering his name. Trembling with fear, Akin turned to see the ghostly figure of Madam Koi Koi standing before him, her eyes filled with sorrow and longing. Instead of lashing out in anger or fear, Madam Koi Koi reached out to Akin with a trembling hand, her voice choked with emotion as she pleaded for his help. She explained that she was trapped in a cycle of despair, unable to find peace until she was able to right the wrongs of her past. Moved by her plight, Akin vowed to help Madam Koi Koi find the closure she so desperately sought. Together, they embarked on a journey through the city, uncovering long-buried secrets and hidden truths that had been lost to time. With each revelation, Madam Koi Koi's spirit grew lighter, her footsteps no longer weighed down by the burdens of her past. And when they finally stood before the crumbling ruins of her former home, she found the strength to forgive those who had wronged her and release the pain that had bound her to the earth. As the first light of dawn illuminated the sky, Madam Koi Koi's ghostly form began to fade, her ethereal laughter ringing out like music in the stillness of the morning. And though she vanished from sight, her presence lingered in the hearts of all who had been touched by her story, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for redemption and forgiveness.
If you want more stories, just click like and subscribe button.